Well, the offense needs to too. So it's a team game and special teams. I mean, offense had chances to win both those games as well. And let's don't forget that. And the offense knows that. And maybe the standard's a little different in what it means when we say play well. I think the standard might be a little different given our personnel and how much our offensive guys have been in the program, new system, all that. But at the end of the day, all of us need to go perform to what we're capable of for 60 minutes.
Do you discuss it all with your players that chat around ball country and the frustration or about, people making judgments on your future? Do you discuss that at all with them?
Yeah, I mention it. And, I think the first thing you got to do is understand that we have an incredibly passionate fan base. And it's y'all have heard me say it. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, come and scream 102,000, all these people at the Vol Walk, and not have an expectation of performance and results. All right, that's how it is. But I think what I tell the players is, number one, you can't read it or listen to it. All right, that's number one. But more than anything, that you have to define who you are, not somebody else. And it's a life lesson. You can't let somebody else define who you are. And the best way to define who you are is when you make a mistake or you don't play well, you don't dwell on it, you don't make an excuse, you don't try to defend it, you just refocus on the next mission. And be proud of what you put into it every day. And when you do that, you feel good about yourself as a man, you feel good about yourself as a player, and you go do the best you can. And right now, we hadn't done the best we can. That's what we ought to be concerned about.
Alabama's defense, they've lost so many guys from the draft the last year, so yeah, they're still number one. What's the biggest thing that just stands out in the Washington defense?
Well, it's like I said, they changed jersey numbers, not guys. I mean, they sign the same guys every year, just different names. And they draft. I mean, we recruit.
When you get the middle of it like this, if you look back to the floor and start looking,
And they get the first 25 picks of the draft.
start the game and run into the end of the month. I mean, if you look at the BCS standings last night, it almost looks like a sketch. I mean, when you're in the middle of it, how daunting is it? I mean, are you like, just you catch breath, or is it just?
No, this is the SEC. So if you're looking for an easy way through, there isn't one. And I genuinely, our players are excited about playing these teams. I mean, they are, because, they had something to prove coming into this year. We got kicked around in this league the last 2 years. And we haven't gotten the results that we want, but we're playing better. We certainly are not on that one little area we got to fix, but and what we got to do is say, can we do it every week? And this is a heck of a challenge, because now it's, everybody getting in the tank. We got the number one team in the country, all that stuff. Let's go out there and compete, see what we got.
You talked about telling your players don't read it, don't listen to some of that chatter. Is it more difficult because a lot of them are on Twitter and all that interaction? So
Yeah, I mean, to tell an 18-year-old not to read that stuff, I tell my 13-year-old, and he reads it. So he doesn't listen to me either. And so then you got to get plan B, which is you can't let them define who you are. And then I say, every time you get something bad in you, counter it with something positive. At least counter it. Because you just go down that spiral of negativity, it's not going to help you play better. So if it doesn't help them play better and it doesn't help them graduate, they really got no reason to do it. Yeah. Yeah, of course I do. Talk to Tyler about it. Tyler, he shouldn't have done it, and he knows it. And then he's frustrated, like a lot of these guys, and then they type. I mean, it's the classic impulse control type. When you're angry, lonely, tired, hurt, don't type. I mean, don't type, because now you can't pull it back. And we got
That put us out of business.
Yeah, that's right. That's the only time y'all do type. But y'all get paid to do that. But no, and it could have been a good tweet if he would have left out the first part. It had a little humor to it, I thought. And I told him that. I said, if you'd have just said, I hope my house isn't egged tonight, could have been kind of funny. But why do you got to go, say something you don't believe and you're going to look back on and regret? Because it's not true. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that, other than I think I had sometime this summer was probably when it started, and then not letting it heal, just pretending like it wasn't there, and maintaining a pretty active lifestyle. Just no. What are y'all getting at here? Is there something out there that I did, or what is it? Well, yeah, I might have tweaked it water skiing. I felt a little torque, but I kept skiing, and then I went again the next day. It was hurting. That's what I'm saying. I thought I had a little muscle pull. I mean, what are you going to do? Stop your life because you got a little muscle pull? So it never healed for 2 months, and it kept getting worse and worse. Finally, it took me 2 months to say maybe it's not a muscle pull, and to go to a doctor. Yeah. He didn't. No, he didn't. We kind of rested him today, but he'll go tomorrow. He feels good. I've been telling him, don't be afraid to make a play or two with your feet. It's okay. So I guess he shouldn't do that again. That was I don't know if he tried to make a cut or tried to get down. Obviously a guy who hadn't done that a lot.
You said a couple years ago, being at maybe the 50-yard line in pregame, looking at them, looking at you guys, you can see the differential, the size, the mass in those guys. How much is that gap there in looking like an SEC football team?
Well, I know this on, our offensive side, we got stature at just about every position. Size, speed, and AA, what we want. So, in some areas we're that way on the other side, but not quite all the way. We're and I think the biggest thing, if you just kind of reflect, you look at the number of guys in their third and fourth year of the program. We had a lot of success that 2 weeks when I got here of getting a bunch of good offensive players, and now here they are in year 3 and 4. And hey, the reality is we didn't do in those 2 weeks, and we didn't really have committed on the other side. And so I think it's the reverse. I think we got about 9 starters in their third or fourth year on offense, but we only have about 2 or 3 on defense. And so we'll get there, but we can play better. That's not. We got enough. We got plenty. But you say to where you want to be. But I think our offense is a model for what we want every year. And the reality is it's going to be hard to have that every year. And we have a model that we want on defense. And it's, we're not quite there yet from a depth and time in the program standpoint. But it doesn't mean you can't play good defense and winning defense, because we have enough. We have a lot more than we've had. And we're going to play better. All right.